one last vlog before I hone my directive approach to my process. All things are relevant, though the polarity point needs addressing. It is the most significant discovery so far, though what I am finding is it leads to other points, and I'm wondering, do I get the points out? And by getting the points out and dealing with the points, I will then ultimately deal with the polarity, or deal with the polarity and the points won't need addressing, or deal with the polarity and then deal with the points. Though, as all things are relevant, this is a culture I wrote notes because I wanted to remind myself. I wrote a note, culture, because I want to speak about culture to myself, and then I wrote glamour, and then I realised that I've been glamoured by culture. Interesting. Culture. Can't remember what I wanted to say about it now, except that I have been looking at is that accept or accept, Anthony? That I have been looking at my cultural participation, my participation in what is known as culture, what I have referred to as culture, subculture. I remember investigating it a few years back and realising that I defined myself as subculture, though by my participation extensively within it, had me defining it as culture. It's coming from under the radar to on the radar, so to speak, perhaps. Glamour. It's one thing that AnthonyWilson pointed out to me. Look up the word glamour. We allow ourselves to be glamoured. It's like being glamoured is a definition. We are defined by that which glamours us, and if one can realise that one is glamoured by that which one accepts and allows one to define oneself as, one can prevent oneself from being led astray, perhaps, or so to speak. Very, very revealing to me. I sent it to my half sister for Christmas once, having no money. Here is your Christmas present, the word glamour. Understand it and it will be worth more than gold to you, I said. Previous present was explaining to her the menstrual cycle and how she could avoid pregnancy by only having sex for 2 weeks after her period stops, and being very careful beyond that. And that I practiced tantric sex, though I was making this part up, and to participate in tantric sex, one lay back to back to your partner, and I was able to do it for a very long time. I've no idea what tantric sex is. I just was in the news, and for me, whilst children are encouraged to participate in sex, it would be they would get much more from their relationships with the opposite numbers if they lay back to back in the nude. See how long they can lie there. See how long before they get bored, before they are tempted to turn round and touch each other's sexual organs. Resist the temptation. I would tell them. One could learn, perhaps. I have not practiced it yet. I look forward to the day when I can practice lying back to back with a partner. Or I have looked forward to it. I don't look forward to it. I have previously. I have no sexual desires. It is a fact. And now I have realised my pleasing others program routine. I no longer masturbate. There is no is an orgasm actually pleasure or pleasurable? It is a thing. There's no two ways about that, but is it actually pleasure? Definitively. No, lots of things have actually changed in the nature of existence in the last few years. There's no two ways about that. And yeah. And it has all come from the portal, the guidance on such things. Sexual desires, desire itself in my current understanding, and this is in the last day or so, desire itself is a desire to understand. Desire comes from a need, belief, want to understand a thing. My sexual desires all came from wanting to experience and understand sex. I have no sexual desires because I have fulfilled them. I have had sex all night, every night, in every way possible, in ways that I wouldn't readily admit even, perhaps. And the distance from experiencing sex in all ways that I desired, or in all ways explorable, to realising my sexual desires have been fulfilled. The stopping participating in sex only occurred as I had no sexual partner, and it took quite a while, I don't know how long definitively time-wise, between me realising that my sexual desires have been fulfilled, and that's why I don't have any as such. Though I understand that one can assist oneself in process through sexual interaction with yourself and with others, and therefore well, I still have no sexual desires, so it sounded like I was going to use it as justification then. Maybe further exploration would have me participating in sex again. Beyond that, unless I want to breed, create children, well, I'm not going to define myself as anything. The word celibate was coming to mind. I've defined myself as celibate, then forgiven myself for defining myself as celibate. I have no plans. It is best to have no plans. All life in existence considered, leading to life with dignity for all. I cannot use the term equal on one yet, as I still do not understand it. I must read the damn material. I'm getting bogged down a little, which is why I started this video saying I'm flagging this as culture, glamour. It is relevant to my current investigation of polarity, as all things considered are relevant in any case. How could they not be? Yeah, I still need to get my head around vlogging and blogging and how much one should expose oneself in without dealing with the exposure one has exposed oneself to. And I do need to refocus back on polarity itself before I meander away from it, in much the same way that polarity begins with two opposing points. Before long, the two opposing points polarize each other and perhaps into cross-reference in the polarizing nature of it. And before long, this is I've got from my blogging, before long, one is perhaps lost within it, not necessarily lost, though, not understanding where one is standing within the nature of what one has accepted and allowed oneself to participate in. I will say though perhaps definitively, specifically, not going far enough. Time's up. Thank you very much, as usual. It's too late to be grateful, David Bowie says. It's too late to be laid again. It's certainly too late for hate. It's too late to be hateful. It's too late to be laid again. It's too late to be grateful. The European canon is here. Canon is a musical reference to a looping Frere jacket is a canon. Thank you.